Welcome to the luxury world. Get inspired with us today and tomorrow. Few watch lovers talk about the art of dial design, but most will agree that it's a specialized art form and a way to set a creation apart from the many others on the market. In terms of patterns, hues, and materials, Rolex is renowned for having one of the largest collections of dial designs. Many of Rolex's watches include high-quality colored dials, which are a hallmark of the brand, but the company also exhibits a broad spectrum of expertise that it has developed in-house by adorning some of its watch dials with precious stones like diamonds and sapphires. The fluted motif, on the other hand, draws inspiration from the design on several Rolex bezels. It has come to represent both the watchmaker and one of the distinctive aesthetic motifs of Rolex. Different Rolex watches have undergone a lot of mechanical and aesthetic improvements over the years, and Rolex is constantly refining its timeless style. Every watch has a dial, also referred to it as its face. It serves more than merely a platform for all time-related information. In actuality, it symbolizes the timepiece's personality. By simply looking at a watch's face, one can almost instantly tell if it's stylish or sporty. Rolex is particularly skilled at this expertise of dial design. Since the iconic oyster case serves as one of the most recognizable features of Rolex clocks, it's even more important for the watchmaker to identify each creation by giving it a distinctive character and dial. And in today's video brought to you by The Luxury World, we are going to discuss the brand new motif dials that were released in Rolex's latest release in 2022. If you still have not subscribed to our channel, make sure to do it now so you can stay updated on our future videos. Even if the theme dials were introduced in 2022 and it has taken them until the last year to hit the market, there has been several excitement surrounding them, particularly for a few watch enthusiasts. This applies particularly to the additional interesting dial variations and combinations we will examine, so keep on watching to learn more later in this video. The first one to hit the market where the stainless steel models were released with a green and blue motif in both 36 and 41mm cases and are stunning dials. The motif's most intriguing feature is that there has been a dial size change over the years. Rolex has made several incredibly beautiful and fascinating dials, yet they are only available in 36mm cases. Now, that resembles the tuxedo dial, which is additionally remarkable as it has a concentric dial. And there also we have the Jubilee dial if you remember them. It has a lovely impression. At the back, a Rolex logo is visible together with the dial. It makes a small addition, adding personality to the watch and a little more glimmer, and it's intriguing as a result of the limited amount of them released in the market. The 36mm day-date watch in onyx style is one of our all-time favorite timepieces. These dials were all only offered in 36mm, which is for those of us who got bigger wrists, we cannot wear them. We cannot wear larger watches with these types of dials, but we could purchase this pre-made dial, but we are only able to adore them distantly. Instead, if we can have something like a concentric dial and 41mm case, it would be fantastic. The trend of the great dial in 36mm will now have its competitor. Rolex released 4 new exquisite dials in 2021 for the Datejust to learn that they were 36mm dials once more. They had a newer version of the stainless steel palm motif dial, which also came in steel in rose and steel in yellow, both gold, and the iteration which is a motif dial in the steel in gold and yellow. There were several prominent examples of dials breaking in this 2021 release. The palm motif is something we have never really seen before, and it works very well with the green dial. Together, they look like nature. Another phenomenon that has never been seen before is almost like a step dial, the motif dial. The palm dial, as Rolex named it, is quite remarkable. Especially in the bright hues, the steps and lines on a conventional dial greatly alter its appearance and give it a significantly brighter look. Any dial is transformed into the design we call sand-dusk sunburst, where the watch will be illuminated by light expressed in many contexts and various settings. The dial actually appears in many colors or in several color variations, which is exciting, in that it nearly feels like you are wearing many watches at the same time. Finally, Rolex produced the Motif dials last year 2022. This now comes in a larger size of 41mm. They also released a larger selection in 36mm, and Rolex eventually provided the improved dials and changes to the larger sizes cooldowns, something that will be achievable by many in order to buy using the release of the Fluted Motif in 2021. The 36mm yellow has a dial with Rolex testing the water to see how the market would respond as collectors do and gauge public interest in it. Then they went full hog from there because it was a success. We recently noticed many more variations of the Fluted Motif dial. Both the palm and the fluted patterns are designed in such a way that when the dials catch the light at various angles, they evoke various feelings and highlight the dial's personalities. For those who are unaware, these dials are made of traditional materials like copper, chromium, titanium, and silicone with modern technology, which enables Rolex to produce such rich, brilliant metallic colors. Rolex succeeds in both 36 and 41mm. They are applied to various metal combinations, such as in stainless steel. Additionally, a new dial color which is mint green was made available for the 36 and 41mm in 2022 are likewise very interesting. The fact that Motif dials were introduced in a variety of dial colors and combination schemes for the various metals. Stainless steel is the available one. We can notice a lot of the colors blue and green, but we still have some from last year which is readily available right now. Blue dials have always been the traditional color for Rolex and other brands. The fresh fluted pattern just adds style to it. It highlights the blue tone, and it undoubtedly makes it appear even more special these days since green is in high demand. Additionally, the green fluted motif has been a significant and popular stainless steel model yellow in steel. Rolex released 36mm gold models which were produced in 2021. But clearly now, these didn't reach the mark of 41mm last year. Now, it's beginning to launch in 2023, as well as the specific one is rose gold steel. They were not hitting the market yet, unlike the earlier releases. But if you are really hooked on the new dials, these are the first ones available. We have a silver dial which is a bit of a lighter dial on the steel and rose, and obviously, it has the oyster bracelet. It's stunning the way the light hits it and reflects off it is fantastic. We also have this showstopper in the form of Rolex Datejust, the Datejust dials that were released in 2022. The watch we refer to as the rhodium motif dials on the Jubilee bracelet is stunning and different from any watch we can see with the fluted motifs. This is one of the coolest releases with a much more affordable price point than a lot of the other pieces that are available from the same dial iterations. Prices enable us to discuss them as well. The 36mm watches cost less than the 41mm watches, yet they nonetheless contribute to the premium due to these being excellent barrels. The 36mm that were released in 2022 cost £9,000, therefore it's a little bit smaller than the 41mm. This sort jumps up further from there since the 41mm is £10,000. It's a little pricier than retail. However, it symbolizes great value since it's impossible to truly find this motif dials since they are not widely available in the market. For sure, they are all worth the money and their hype. The steel in rose gold became the first one to become available in the UK watch market. We have the lighter silver fluted motif dial which is a 2022 model. It's still quite expensive because it still costs around £14,000. But it's better if you take a look at how interesting these watches are. That was the roundup of the motif dials that were released in 2022. What are your thoughts about the fluted motifs and the dials of Rolex releases last year? We would like to see your answers and opinions in the comment section. If you liked this video, we will be glad if you let us know that too. Don't forget to follow us and give us a thumbs up. Once again, this is The Luxury World, and we look forward to seeing you again in our next videos.